to organization and do what we are doing. Like you said, we are there during the Guzape collapse building also in February. Also, we are there in Galademawa Market fire.
Outbreak.
We are there in Durumi Market outbreak. We are there in the Trademore estate floods.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of things have been happening. Now this one again happening in Garikitu, the collapse building along Lagos Road.
Yes.
Lagos Street, sorry. I think it's been wonderful, and I think I have to use this opportunity to thank my effort team and my volunteers for a good job they are doing without being paid. So we are grateful in everything. And you ask...
what is common with all of this? We see this always happening, the collapse and all of that.
Yeah, I think one thing I think is common in all is that if you check, you find out that a lot of carelessness is played out in the whole thing. In the collapsed buildings, you find out that if you go there and check what is happening, there is always blame for people who constructed the work. I remember in one of the collapsed buildings that we participated near, that is where you have this hotel near where they have, I think that hotel where they have this Koinonia.
Shida Hotel.
Shida Hotel, yeah, exactly. There was a one time estate they were building there. The whole estate almost went down one day. If you look at the blocks, the way the blocks that fell down look like, it's like ordinary sand.
Yes.
So you start wondering why such blocks should be used for rising buildings, all these upstairs and all that. Even down, even if it's a bungalow, you don't need to use such blocks. And again, you get some buildings. Oh my God. In fact, at times, when I'm on my own, walking around, there are some buildings you see, it will fear you to enter. Because you see a lot of cracks, you see a lot of breakages of even the building already that are not falling. And the people, no maintenance, nothing, and people are still using such buildings. Just like the one that just happened. If you go around there, even the broken blocks and doors and everything, how rickety they look, you start wondering, why is it that these things were not changed or a good maintenance carried out for people to continue staying in such a place? So you find out it's a lot of carelessness that plays out in the whole thing. Is it in the fire incidents? You can see what is happening. At times it's because the gas or one thing or the other is left without offering it in the market, or that you see a lot of things that people shouldn't have done, they do it. So in fact, we just have to be careful, and whatever we are doing, we need a lot of seriousness in what we are doing. If not, these things, I don't know how. Is it the flood thing that happened at Trademore estate? If you check there, the major thing that caused it is that the sewage, the waterways, were closed with either some buildings or even the items, the dustbins we use at homes, they go and pour it inside the drainage. And when such a thing happens, when rain comes, what do you expect? Rain always have its way. It has its own road created by rain and at times nature. And then somebody will go and close that road. So rain, water, you don't control it that way. It will eventually find its way. So if you look at how the whole thing is happening, you find out that it's due to carelessness. I think...
all right, thank you so much for that right there, because I don't think this is the part where most Nigerians don't want to take responsibility for the fact that, it's just carelessness that has cost us or some of these incidences, to occur right here. Now, I see how prompt you respond with coming to those scenes. Do you have like a service number where when there is a fire outbreak or there's a situation somewhere, you can just know that you're calling the Red Cross Society?
Yeah, we do have, but one thing is that we have not, in FCT here, we have not gotten a particular one. We've been trying to reach some of these network providers, but till now will not been an opportunity. You know, we are international beggars. So, so I think the thing is that, but we are making do with our office numbers and our individual numbers. You know, in Red Cross, like in FCT here, we have different coordinators that we work with. Like we have the DM coordinator, that is a disaster management coordinator.
Okay.
So if anything happens, his number is called. And apart from that, we belong to the committee that controls disaster in Abuja here, which is led by Neymar. So, and again, we in that committee where we meet, there's something we believe in and that we follow, that who sees first should not say you wait for a social person. Try to inform. So even when we are, if any information come, and in Red Cross, there's something again that helps us. The thing is that we are everywhere. We are scattered everywhere, even at the grassroots. Red Cross operate in a way that helps us a lot. We have what we call units in all the villages. Say in Abuja now, for instance, we have divisions that operate in all the localities. And we have our members everywhere. And we have that rule that immediately you hear anything, don't keep it to yourself. Even a rumor. We agree that even a rumor, report it. If you hear anything, don't keep it. So that we can send out messages to our people. And we have a lot of platforms that immediately you send message there, people are doing something. And we have that common word that sleep is not always your own. Yeah, so you see, our members, if something happened, exactly when this one happened, and you report it. We have our members in the hospitals, we have our members who are doctors, we have our lawyers, we have our nurses. So whenever anything happens, you hear. In fact, when this one happened, in the midnight I was called, you see, and quickly, and how do we know it? One of our members is very close there. Apart from that, immediately his own message came, not too long. A doctor, where they took the first casualties to, happened to be our member too. So immediately they brought, he asked them what happened. He heard it. He starts calling, and it was posted to the platform immediately that midnight. So that's why you were able to get some who first were there before 5 and all that.
All right. So, now, how many casualties have we recorded from there?
Yeah, I think we have 37 of them, and the 2 people died, unfortunately. Yeah, 35 wounded and injured. So those ones are taken to the hospitals. Some of them have been released. Some of them are still in the hospital.
So, so we're saying we have been able to rescue everyone under the rubble.
Yeah. At least a search was carried out by the combined team of all the agencies that were there. We are there. NEMA was there. FEMA was there. Police was there. Civil Defense were there. And every other police was there. Everybody. So, and other agencies too, that I may not mention their names now.
Okay. So what do you think we can do to completely deal with this situation? Because I know you've talked about how the drainage systems are being closed, short, and buildings erected there. And we have a new FCT minister, and he particularly talked about those buildings that are being in areas that, you know, they're not supposed to be. And, you know, Nigerians were a bit tensed about that that talk right there. But what do you think we can do as a country? Because this is Red Cross doing their own part in contributing to the country. All of those organizations you mentioned, all of them contributing their own quota, you know, to ensuring that the people are safe. But what do you think is a lasting solution for this collapse of building, these fire outbreaks that we have from time to time here in the city of Abuja?
Yeah, I think The first thing it's important that every agency, every government, everybody should do their work well.
Okay.
Even when we are talking about closing of the drainage, when we are talking of people doing this or that, there are people that supposed to assist and stop those things. But the problem we're having in the country now is that everybody sees and remove their eyes. It's just like on our roads now. There are people who have, I think recently, I am so happy that at least some people are beginning to obey the traffic with the traffic lights littered everywhere now. But still now, there are people who don't, I don't know, at times I start wondering, is it that they don't know what this light means or what is actually there? Even this morning, as I was coming out, when you stop, you see people with speed coming. At times you hear people hit, you see people hit others at the traffic light where they are waiting for the light to show them the go sign. Some of them will come past you straight. They pass everybody. And to worsen it, you see the people whose job is to do something about it, standing and watching them doing that. You understand me? And many other things that people need to do, like the building we are talking that on the waterway. Do those people just get up and start building? That's a big question. Somebody gave them the go ahead to build. The land they are building. Abuja is not where you just enter and cover the land and start building. People approve that land for them. You understand me? So that's where the problem is. If everybody should do their work well, if you know you are working and you know in your office it's not allowed for anybody to build on green area or build waterway, why should you? Because some of these people, let me tell you the truth, if you are to go by what is happening and what people are saying, you find out that some of them are ignorant of what they are doing. Do you understand me? I don't want to start mentioning names here. I remember when I came into Abuja newly from Jos, I wanted to build, and they say for city center it's not easy. I have to go to one of the suburbs, and I say, can somebody build here? They say, unless you get paper from the chief. I went to the chief. When I went to the chief, one of my friends said, I should not stop there. Let me go to Aegis.
Of course.
After the chief said, no problem if I give you paper, this, that. You can't believe it by then. I went to Aegis. You know, by then the office is somewhere in Wuse. When I went there, somebody I know there I talked to say, no, if the chief gives you paper, no problem.
No problem.
And what happens to the house now? I built a good house, and even take flowers, circle everything. The day Aero5 boys came, they leveled the whole thing down. But you can see what I told you, the level I've gone. So when you're talking, in fact, I say it's not, the punishment should not be, investigation should be carried out. The punishment should not be to only those there, because you know that this common saying that heads will roll. I think this time buildings will roll. Because you mentioned the new minister.
Yes.
And from the little I've known about him, buildings will roll. And when you see these buildings rolling now, you find out that some of them are innocent because they were given wrong papers. Some of them ignorantly built, though there are some of them who knows.
Of course.
Also. So that is what they say. If all these things can be controlled and stopped, I think, and let there be continuity in whatever we are doing. We are talking like the minister you mentioned now, who is here. The issue is that even if he ratifies these things, when he lives there, will it continue? So that's where the problem is. When he lives there, will it continue? Some places that Aero5 say people should not build, when Aero5 left, they are all full with buildings. So that's just that. People should learn to at least be faithful and truthful in whatever they are doing. And don't allow anybody to push you into trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. If you're still listening to us, you're tuning to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And I have been hanging out with Mr. Simeon Mwabani. Am I calling it correctly?
Wow, Bani.
Wow, Bani,
Yes.
right here.
You're
And
trying.
thank you. And he is the Secretary, Nigerian Red Cross Society, FCT body. Thank you so much again for honoring our invitation right here.
I'm very grateful.
All right. Let's hear you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Let's hear you talk to the people of Abuja. What do you think they should do now? People who are intending to erect buildings or structures, people who, anything that basically has to do with the operational system of the Red Cross.
Yeah, I think. Good morning, everybody out there. The advice I have to give on this is you have to be careful in whatever you're doing in FCT here. If you want to build, well, have the authorities who are in charge of land and make sure that you go to the right place and confirm that where you're building is an authorized area. If not, you'll be surprised you build and spend all your money and you go down. Not only that, at the same time, apart from building, when you're driving, be careful the way you drive so that you don't create problems for yourself and other people. Not only that, again, where do you throw away these dustbins that you collect from your house? We have people who come to pick these dustbins from, if you are keeping them in the right place. So we create the problems for ourselves. My advice is that please, let's put hands together and work well. Because these dustbins we are talking, it's not only the dustbins. We have a lot of diseases spreading everywhere. We are hearing a lot of sicknesses coming up. Some of this is because of our sanitation habits, hygiene habits, and all that. So make sure your environment is neat. Teach your children how to be neat. Teach them what to do. Because if you are throwing dustbin into the gutter and you're sending your child to go and do that, you are teaching them a very bad attitude and habit. So I'm advising that we all put hands together. Now we have a new minister in Abuja. Let's all join hands with him and bring Abuja to its normal and what formal and what is supposed to be. If we say we are leaving it for one person, it will not work. And let us don't criticize good things. Let's always make sure that we support any good thing that is coming up. That's my advice to everybody. And when we do this, we'll enjoy this place. And we will have less casualties. It's happening here, it's happening there. And if you're a trader, you are in any market, make sure you don't play with electricity. When you're going, make sure you off all your gadgets, off the lights. If you watch what has been happening, whenever this thing happens, you find out that somebody that is careless somewhere in the market who left some gadgets and appliances on. And when with our very good NEPA system, you people know that we are having. So when maybe the light come and it's over, that is given, anything can happen. That's why all gadgets are supposed to be off when you are not there. So my advice is that whosoever is doing whatever you're doing, do it better and do it nice. Then we'll all enjoy our life in FCT. Thank you.
All right, you already had it right from the desk of the Red Cross Society right here, FCT Abuja brand. Thank you so much, sir, again. I feel like I've said thank you 100 times, but thank you so much for availing us the opportunity to have this, information right here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right, people. You know how we do it right here. Let me go and bid farewell to Mr. Simeon. And then when we're done from that, we will get into the stories we have lined up today for the general open banters. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. You're still tuned in to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And of course, it's an experience you can count on. It's Friday, people. And yes, I just had Mr. Simeon Mwabani from the Nigerian Red Cross Society at the FCT branch right here with us. Tell us a few things that we need to know. I have been emphasizing on the fact that you need to do your due diligence to ensure that you're not breaking any rule or breaking any law whatsoever. Now we have this in our hands. We have a new minister who is telling us that that all the buildings that are not in the right position will be thrown down. You heard him. Buildings will roll. Just to be on a safe side, please go and check with ages. Go and check all the necessary bodies. You need to verify the authenticity of your building and to verify if you're licensed to be where exactly you are at the moment. Please do that to ensure that you are not left stranded. In fact, I don't want that to happen to anyone. I mean, it's not such a beautiful experience, but you need to do your diligence and do it right on time. We also see that the owner of that building that was collapsed was arrested by the new FCT minister. He ordered the arrest of the person who owns the building right there. I don't know if that person is to blame completely. I don't know if he's to blame completely for that. But yes, he probably did not do his due diligence and did not have enough people supervise what is being used to, erect that building. I don't know how many years that building has lasted for. But whatever it is, we sympathize with everyone who had family, friends, or who were caught up in that situation right there. Our heart goes out to those who have lost their loved ones as regards of this, collapse right there. Now, moving forward, it's the general open banters. We can't stick to one gossip. Of course, we're moving. We see that Kanu approves 854 million naira for mass wedding, 700 million naira for BUK students' fees. Now, according to Abba Kabir Yusuf, who is the governor, I think, yes, the executive, did I just say I think? The Kano State Executive Council, or the governor of Kano State, says that part of our efforts of cushioning the biting effect of our current economic reality, the Kano State Executive Council, under my leadership, has today approved the release of the sum of 700 million naira to settle the tuition fees for 7,000 students of Bayero University, Kano. Now, further details on the initiative will be made available in due course. Also, from yesterday's meeting, the Kano State Executive Council has approved the following. 1. The release of the sum of 854 million naira for the first phase of the Auren Zarua Mass Wedding Initiative. Then the second is constitution of a special committee to settle outstanding pensions arrears for retirees from Kano State Civil Service. And 3, rehabilitation of 3 pedestrian bridges at Bayero University, Kano Old Campus, Aminu Kano College of Legal and Islamic Studies, and the Sadatu Rimi University of Education, AKY. These are some of the amounts of money that have been released, and these are the reasons these monies will be released. Do let me know what your thoughts about this is. But the moment I saw wedding right there, I was pretty disturbed, because one of the major ways any country can deal with inflation and difficulty, because most of this difficulty arises from having little resources and more people for those resources to go around. So say, for instance, you're giving me 1,000 naira and you're giving me 20 people to share 8,000 naira, or you're giving me 15 people to share 8,000 naira. Now, it will not be enough. If I'm sharing 1,000 among 10 people or 5 people, I can have 100, 200, 300. I can have 10 people share 1,000 naira, 100 naira each, which might just be able to go around. But when we have 15 people, the resource becomes limited. So we have more people and less resources to go around these people. So most countries, what they do, China did it. What they do is control the birth rate in that country, so that the economy will be sustainable. Now, we're doing mass wedding, and we know in this part of the country, what comes after wedding is not fun. What comes after that? People now have more children that they cannot even take care of. People now start having children that they cannot even look out for. I mean, this is something that should be looked into. But let me know what your thoughts are as we get that new development right there. And yes, this is the second time on the news we're seeing that Nigerians are stranded in the UK after paying agents huge money for skilled work visa. Now, the victims who spoke at Sky News, they said they left Nigeria in search for greener pastures with the assurance of getting jobs in the UK as promised by their agent. But the story turned out to be ugly on their arrival. Now, a victim who spoke to the Sky News on the condition of anonymity of the narrow corridor of a food bank said she's currently destitute in the UK despite being promised a job in Great Britain. Now, This is the situation we have right there from outside the shores of Nigeria. Now, we also discover that the newly appointed minister by President Bola Tinubu, that's the minister of art, now is this art now? Now, she's still undergoing NYSC as the Nigerian Senate failed to do thorough screening. This is from Horiwa. Now it says newly appointed minister by President Tinubu still undergoing NYC as Nigeria Senate failed to do thorough screening. Now, I don't know what you think about that, but of course you let me know what your thoughts are as the show progresses. Now we see from the table of entertainer, Kate Henshaw, she says stop putting young lives at risk, and she calls for the scrap of NYSC. This is as a result of the students who were kidnapped or abducted in Zamfara State. We also see a few months back or a few weeks back the same students who lost their lives in a boat crash or so, yes, in Calabar. And, you know, these things happen over and again. We see NYC, people who have gone to different states to serve their country. We see them lose their lives in one way or another. You know, in my school at that time, I knew a particular person who was kidnapped. Until date, we have no report about such a person. And she's calling for the scrap of NYC. Let us know exactly what you think about that. Hello, good morning. Please put off your radio set.
I've done that.
All right, thank you. Good morning, welcome. Your name, please, and where
Yes,
you're calling from.
yes, my name is Mike. I'm calling from Nasa.
All right, Michael. You know we have limited time today, so please, straight to the point, and we get the opportunity to have more people talk.
Yeah, let me first of all make comment on the issue of a building collapse.
Okay.
I also wonder why people will invest their money so much and then decided to not to use a very solid material to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to imagine because don't it cost them more if the building collapse and then than for them to do the right thing at the right step?
Well,
because I cannot imagine when you invested the millions of naira building in Abuja, and anybody who wants to build a house in Abuja must have a very big pocket. And then at the end of the day, you continue to hear that because of the material was used is not all that solid. You know, that is on that side.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming to the issue of the minister that was screened to be the minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
mm-hmm.
why don't those who are bringing this allegation, why don't them also bring it before the screening? Because what I believe that what stopped the Aerofy on is that because of some people write petition against them. Why don't them bring this in before now? You know, we're not talking about that the person did not go to school. He has gone to school, but the issue now is that he didn't start when he's supposed to start. But if that is the case, why don't them that are bringing it now? Why don't them bring it before? You know, I think that's my take. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael, for that contribution right there. All right. Keep it moving. 09073530044 or 09087668888. Let me know what your thoughts are on the stories that we have read out here this morning. You can be a part of the conversation as well on WhatsApp on 09097054450. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, welcome. Your name, please. Yes, your name, please.
It is I'm calling from Cuba.
All right, welcome. Let's hear you.
On the issue of the lady that did not, they say is still serving.
Okay.
Before prior to his appointment as the minister.
Okay.
If he has his DAC, if he has his DAC, I didn't have carry over the certificate is stupid. I've not seen any problem that is there. You understand? A NYSC should not be the criteria to stop someone from being a minister. A lot of people who did not go to NYSC at all, they collected the social certificate. What are they going to do then? Because when we did the own, some people collected the social certificate, they didn't serve. So those people are not, if they give the appointment tomorrow, if somebody say they should not take the appointment because they didn't go for NYSC. They collected the social certificate. So that's why it's not an issue to me. They should concentrate on more pressing issue that to make me like a security issue or other issue that somebody will consider is very serious. But if somebody has graduated You know, if you get only the criteria someone will stop somebody from getting appointment from the federal government. Another one I want to comment is the issue of this mass wages are doing in Kano. People have started again. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Apart from the economic implication, hardship that the country is facing, what of the people who are marrying them to? The men. You find that even the people that are going to marry the woman by themselves, they end up saying they divorce, they don't want the baby. So look at somebody that is not paying a dime. It is government that is paying for him. I think you be expecting the same government to be giving the woman food, to be drinking money every month for feeding and other things, to be taking care of his family and other person needs. You will reluctant because if the woman talks so too much, you say, after I'm not the one that married you. It is the government that pays for your diary. What is my problem? Don't disturb me. Yeah, but this is the thing. They should moderate the thing and know how to manage it. Now, for them to just be giving the woman like that, say, take. They will take you. They will be taking you if you give somebody. That person will not be easy thing that is not paid for. That's why some areas where they don't pay diary. You find that divorce for cases is very high on that side. And that is why from my side, before you see me going for divorce, it always take them time. Because they know what they went through before they married the woman. So they will not like to divorce her with the people of her eye. And they will go and marry another person. So to me, I'm against it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your contribution right there. Even if I was struggling to understand that. Let's hear you. 09073530044. From the desk of the Edo State Governor, he says, I am shocked that the federal government has no clear plan for Nigerians. And this is as regards the fuel subsidy. He says the executive governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki, has said he is shocked and scared of the federal government's inability to plan and effectively respond to the fuel subsidy removal policy that has further impoverished Nigerians, inflicting hardship and suffering on the people. Hello, good morning.
Matamata, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, your name please and where you're calling from.
My name is Paul.
Oh, Paul, good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear you.
Matamata, you see, this story that you read about.
Oh, Paul, we lost you on that one. Please keep your calls coming in 09073530044 or 09087668888. Let's hear you. What are your thoughts on these stories? Hello, good morning.
Mata, morning.
Yes, Mr. Sonny the Prince. Good morning.
Maybe my best.
Yes. Let's
You
hear
see,
it.
there is something I don't understand. The last time Mr. President, in person of Tinubu, he came on national television during his broadcast. He said few of Nigerians are the people enriching themselves with the subsidy payment. Few criminals. So, and when you said criminal, that means the person is a wanted person. And up to now, I wasn't expecting that by now government would have known the criminals that are eating for subsidy money. But up to this moment, government has never tell us the name of these criminals that are eating from the subsidy. And it baffles me who is the criminals. Because I remember NNPC sole importer of crude oil. Is it the NNPC that are the criminal, or they don't work in the NNPC that are the criminal? A few criminals that are eating subsidy. That the reason he removed subsidies for the money to reach to the people that the money needs to be reached to, which is the purpose, according to him. And at the end of the day, he ended up giving the governor the same money he saved through subsidy. Okay, according to the former Minister of Finance, he said every month they are budgeting 4 billion for subsidy payment. And Tinubu released 5 billion to all the governors. When you put including FCT, it's about 7 governors, including FCT. Go by 5 million naira. Then see how much, when you put it all together, you run into trillions of naira. And I believe this money I give to governors, if peradventure, he reduced the fuel to about 200 naira, the subsidy payment will reduce from 4 billion, 4 billion, right? Because the 4 billion goes with 197 naira or thereabout. Then the price should go to 250 naira. I believe the 4 billion will reduce to 200 and something billion subsidy
Alright.
payment.
Please let's
Then
make it happy. Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So then is it not better you pay the subsidy, allow the fuel price to reduce, so that directly and indirectly Nigeria will benefit from it? Because this money you get to governors automatically might not get to the people that the money are all to get to. And the 80,000 that they start to share every month might not get to the people. So if I should suggest, instead of giving governors this money, let them return the subsidy payment and the possible reduce the cost of fuel to about 250. Then the subsidy payment will reduce. I think by then, at least life will be better again for Nigerians. So this is my own humble advice to Tinubu and the handlers.
All right. Thank you so much, Sonny the Prince, for that right there. We're a few minutes out, and let me just take this commercial break for a little bit, and then I'll be right back. You know, we have a spillover of this conversation in the next hour, after which Maria Mohammed joins us right here in the studio. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja, here to stay.
Good day, my dear listeners. It is a very good day today, and I come bearing good news.